What's interesting is the date. It was 1998, so it was the early years of the Fianna Fáil PD coalition. What happened to your presentation?
I don't know what happened to my presentation. I am not a political person in any way. I can only, as an ordinary person, as an accountant, as a taxpayer, as a citizen, I am shocked at what...
Was it buried?
It must have been. I would like the Minister to tell us that. We should call on him to do that.
Beyond not perhaps believing what you were saying, was there fear that if it was released as part of a sanctioned report of the National Crime Forum, it would have gained traction and created the problem that you were attempting to resolve through panic?
If there was reform in the law, our banks would not have been negligent. We would have a proper banking system, like in France. France is a very social banking system, so is Germany. You cannot do what people were allowed to do in Ireland. And I want to believe that if the laws had been properly reformed, we would have been saved a lot of trouble.
We have a question from a caller here. I don't know if you can answer it or not, but this is it.
The question that I'm asking, why did they give out the money so freely out to customers? Many people weren't even working. People that got loans that weren't even working, and they had only part-time and steady jobs. They had only part-time jobs.
Why did they give out all that money so freely, and particularly over the last 4 or 5 years?
I can't really say, except that banks were wanting to please their shareholders. The shareholders came first. The customer did not have any say, and there was no social banking taking place. It's greed the whole way through.
Do you have faith in the criminal investigations that are underway now into the banks?
Have you not heard that the Office of Director of Corporate Enforcement is understaffed, underfunded? Have you not heard that the Regulatory Authority is understaffed and underfunded? He only has 1/3 of his budget. He needs more money. You're not going to get anywhere unless these people are given the proper remit and capacity to do a proper job.
But surely, John, if there is as much criminality within the banking sector as you say, someone at some stage is going to face a trial in a courtroom.
No. The laws are so defective. They can walk away. They can laugh at you, and you will suffer. Go downtown today. Look at the taxi drivers. They are suffering because they are being put into a position where they cannot make a profit. Their lives are at stake. On the 1st of January, they have to have new regulation for new taxis. They cannot get loans.
Are you seriously telling me that, unlike Bernie Madoff in the States, no banker is ever going to face a trial here in Ireland as a consequence of what's gone on in the banking sector?
I'm sorry, this is a secret. You're not supposed to know. They're going to walk away free, but I'm not supposed to tell you that.
Is that possible, though, John, that they'll walk away?
They have walked away. You have nothing on them because the government are preventing that.
Well, is the government really preventing it now? They put in a new regulator and they're taking a new approach.
Do you believe that?
It's not really a question of what I believe. I'm just asking the question. That's what they would say if they were sitting here.
They say many things. If the Minister for
Justice was here, he'd say that was the position.
It's a joke.
It's interesting that in your conclusions, you say, in the report issued by the National Crime Forum, Irish banks and their management were not mentioned, and the report is obsequious. This vacuum created enough... You used the word spunk. What do you mean by that?
Spunk? You know, they can do what they like. They can just terrorise you into a situation where you suffer.
Okay, so you say this vacuum created enough spunk for all Irish banks to realise that the world of crime continued to be seen to be outside their walls and that their sanctuary continues untouched by the Irish government for the foreseeable future. The Minister for Justice subsequently, following the issuing of the report and my separate submissions to his office, did not reform any laws concerning proper bank management. And today we as citizens and an electorate are now living in a bankocracy, and we've lost our democracy and community spirit we once knew, and we only see a vortex into a deep black hole. We're losing our sovereignty and our children, and we must be seen to do something before it is too late. Even 6 months ago, 12 months ago, I'd be saying, you're insane.
Yes, and I would...
Like, off your game insane. I honestly,
yes.
If I read that 6 months ago.
Yes, yes. I can understand that. But even I said there that it's bankocracy, in recent times now, it has evolved itself. We're now into a Vichy regime. We have a new Pétain, and that man is Mr. Brian Lenihan.
Where then do you see the country in a year's time, in 2 years' time?
Oh, the country is not going to move. It's the people that are going to move. We are going to have new neighbours. We are going to have less authority. Our resources will be taken over. The electorate have to decide with conscience. You either have a legislation for idiots and become an idiot and remain an idiot, or you're going to step aside and say, I am a person with a conscience. I want to move forward. My sons, my daughters, my grandchildren.
Finally, what is your message then to people listening? We're likely to have a general election in the not too distant future. What should those ordinary citizens that you talk about be saying to all of the politicians who come to their door?
I think the people should get together and they should have their own meetings and reform what they want to become new leaders for tomorrow. The existing political setup may not function. I think they should listen to economists like Mr. Kinsella, David McWilliams. They are very good economists. I am not an economist. My perception is from a different angle. And people should get together and make life simpler.
Limerick accountant John Allen, thank you very much for joining us this morning.